Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the third and final film in the Eiichi Kudo's Samurai Revolution trilogy, released via Arrow Video, and it is 1967's 11 Samurai. So this is 3 years after The Great Killing, and again a period samurai drama. It is the shortest film in the trilogy at 100 minutes long, and it stars the likes of Kitaro Satomi, who was in the two prior films, as well as Koei Nishimura and Kontaro Suga, who were both in 13 Assassins. So that's the first film in the box set. And alongside them, we've got the likes of Iso and Natsuyagi, who was in the likes of Samurai Wolf, Violent Streets, and Shogun Samurai. You also got Koji Inambara, who was in Satsuchi Meets a One-Armed Swordsman and Abashiri Prison, as well as Junko Miyazono, who was in Samurai Wolf as well. And finally, Kai Saito, who we've talked about recently this year in the likes of Cruel Tale of Bushido, released via Eureka, as well as the second and third Japanese Godfather films released by Radiance Films. So, all-star cast, quite frankly. So yeah, the Lord of the Oshi Fife is killed by his trespassing neighbour, the cruel and despotic Noriatsu, son of the former shogun. After an investigation, the Oshi clan is blamed for what happened and is sentenced to be disbanded. 11 of the best samurai of the clan refuse the sentence and are willing to give their lives for justice. So, obviously, this justice element is something that's running through all of these three films. Although I would say, obviously, that this is quite similar to the prior two films in that regard. This also, thankfully, uses its plot to go in a different direction to those two films as well. At the very least, in terms of tone and the initial reason for why our samurai seek justice helps shape that. The tone for this is therefore an angry one, as obviously this justice is obviously a grave one. It's one that they didn't bring on themselves whatsoever. It's because of Noriatsu straying into their land and in pursuit of a deer to hunt that he ends up in there, and he ends up killing a peasant who is merely just walking past, and he feels like he got in his way, and then ends up shooting the Oshi thief Fife in the eye in quite graphic detail and killing him. So obviously this clan has not done anything wrong, and yet the blame is put 100% on them. So the tone for this is therefore in an angry one, like I said, but it also doesn't lose sight of the humanity of our lead characters, while having a more romantic and ultimately tragic side to it as well. The cast is once again great. The violence is rawer and more impactful. So not only do you see an arrow getting shots at someone's eye, but there's also a sword that goes through someone's hand, and you see blood spurting out. And then when it comes to the final action scene, like in the previous two, there's a lot of violence in there as well, even more so perhaps than the first two combined. The pacing is on point. The period production is once again convincingly executed. The score is good. The plot is engaging throughout. Its shorter running time does make it a somewhat livelier affair, as obviously with less running time, you've got to move along a little bit quicker. And even though the cinematography and editing are more restrained than the prior entry, it's nowhere near as frenetic or as handheld seemingly. It is still well done. But yeah, it's nowhere near as you know interesting, I would say, as the second film. And for that reason alone, even though I am going to give this 4.5 out of 5, which is the exact same score as The Great Killing got, it will slide it down to second place overall in this box set, just because the cinematography and editing isn't quite as interesting. But it's still, like I said, is really well done, and there is no major issues with this film whatsoever. So yeah, another great film in this box set, quite frankly, and yeah, this makes it one of the more consistent box sets we've looked at so far this year, and yeah, a really enjoyable one as well. So we've got the reversible sleeve artwork, which is the original poster, and yeah, again we have a high definition presentation in 1080p with original lossless Japanese mono audio with optional newly translated English subtitles. So yeah, audio mono, black and white once again like the previous two films, and it's in the 235:1 aspect ratio as well. You got brand new audio commentary by film critic David West, Fighting the Poison, a brand new video essay by film critic and Japanese cinema expert Jonathan Clements on the historical setting and context of the film. Then you got Samurai Gorilla Part 3, an archival interview where Eiichi Kudo's former assistant director Miyaso Ayari and filmmaker Dirty Kudo discuss some of the filming techniques seen in the film and the conception of the samurai as seen in Eiichi Kudo's Jidakai films. Then you got Eiichi Kudo, The Art of Realism, an archival interview with Fabrici Ardiani, who is a filmmaker and programmer for the House of Culture of Japan in Paris, where he discusses JDK and the films of Eiichi Kudo, and then the reversible sleeve artwork, which I've shown you already, along with the really rather good newly commissioned artwork by Tom Fernier, which we've obviously looked at before. But yeah, I really do like these new artworks that he's done for these 3 films, and really wish this was available in a poster, or at least the artwork that we see on the box set itself. So yeah, a really good box set. Obviously, like I said, for the Great Killing gets first place ever so slightly just because of that cinematography and editing that is going on there. With this in second, and then the first film 13 Assassins in third. But they're all pretty much close together enough to really not say that there's major differences between the 3 of them. It's just yeah, ever so slight different execution that really sets them apart. But yeah, on the whole, a very consistent box set and a really enjoyable one, and the one that is highly recommended, quite frankly, especially if you are into other period samurai films that you've seen before in the likes of from the likes of the 50s and 60s, which obviously this is a part of. So yeah, get out there and get this box set if you haven't already. But if you have seen the other samurai, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.